Yeah, I'm alive now. Good morning, evening. It's a slightly rainy morning here in the Philippines. So I'll probably just record this process later on. I haven't added anything new to this artwork ever since I finished part two video. So I didn't work on it off camera or anything. I have a few minutes before I start my actual work for today. So, and we don't have the equipment here at home, so my setup always changes every video. So, still, okay, how to set up everything so my videos will be consistent. At least in this angle, you can see a part of me, so you know I'm real. Move forward from this character to take. How much time I can spare before I actually end this video. Interesting what my sketch looks like. Let's just guess. Oh, Sunny D, thank you. So somebody is watching this video right now, even though I didn't mention it or share it. Thanks for dropping by, Sunny. Oh yeah, I actually penciled this. Um, it's just a rough sketch, a random character. Uh, I apologize for not, taking a video of me doing the rough pencil sketch. It's in blue, so blue pencil, light blue, I think. So it doesn't show. I don't think it shows too well on camera. But yeah, to answer your question, I did draw the image from my imagination. Thank you for asking. Oh yeah. Well, for one thing, I've been drawing. Um, let's see. Professionally, I've been drawing for more than 2 decades already. Started way back in 2000. I was drawing a locally based manga. So, and anime and manga was really my preferred art style. even way back then. I used to draw a bit of Western style comics like Marvel, X Men stuff. I was a fan of the X Men comics. But then when I started reading manga, I don't know, it just clicked, and I like it. Um, and I think you asked me uh, this before, and I really try to incorporate different art styles. Even though my preferred art style is anime manga, I do study like Western art or um, comics from outside the U.S., outside the Philippines. Not not always manga, and then I try to incorporate. Um, if I see something really nice or something like it's a good technique that I can incorporate into my own style of drawing, I usually study that. So I try not to limit myself to just looking at anime and manga images. I also try to see the value of different art styles. And I guess you can say that I try to deconstruct the artwork sometimes. I try to think about how how they created that image, what are the best techniques to draw that art style. I try to deconstruct a lot of um, other artists' works. Um, I guess that's how I got good at illustration. I guess aside from practice and all those years of drawing, I guess. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. I think it helps that you know, I don't think of myself as I'm already there kind of artist. I guess it helps that I think of myself as I'm still growing, I'm still learning what materials for drawing that I recommend. Um, well, this is I know that in manga they usually just show you those dip pens like the G pen and stuff like that. But if you're if you're just starting to draw or you're not that comfortable yet in drawing, I would recommend these. This is a felt pen. It's a brush tip felt pen. Um, it's a uni pen um, felt pen. Yeah, they recently just came out with this brush pen, and for all those years that I've been drawing, I never saw a brush pen. I don't know. Brush pen is this brush pen is I think a bit more recent. Good morning, Lucky Luck. Thank you for catching my stream again. Yeah, so going back to Sunny's question, yeah, I think felt pens are a good way to start. It's a good place to start your art journey. I wouldn't recommend the brush pen immediately. You can try there's a point 0.8, a point 0.4, and maybe a point 0.05 tip. for very thin lines. You can use those. Pigma Micron has a point zero 0.03 tip. That's super thin. Very nice for, I don't know, drawing very fine detail or eyelashes. I guess that's what I use these for. Mostly for the eyes, for the delicate details. So brush pen is a bit harder to master because there's a different way of handling the brush pen. What I do like about it is it you can vary the thickness almost immediately as compared to um, static size felt pens. Of course, you can still vary the thickness of point 0.8s or the other pens that are not brush types, but it really that's where practice comes in, I guess. You have to learn how to do a light stroke, a very very light stroke, if you want a very thin line, and then you gradually press onto the paper if you want thicker strokes. And like I always jokingly say when people ask me, it helps to hold your breath when you're um, laying down those lines. Uh, I know it sounds funny, but you can try it, and it really does help. Your hand isn't too shaky when you're holding your breath. Of course, you don't hold your breath too much, just enough so you can finish that stroke from start to finish. Also, there are some people who, uh, um, I don't know, there are some people who are more comfortable drawing from inside to outside. Some people are comfortable drawing from outside to inside. So don't fight it. Uh, Use the pen stroke that you're most comfortable with. That's what I would advise. I hope that helps. Mm. Oh, congratulations, Lucky Luck. Where did you find it? Culture Crash is a bit hard to find now. You can find it on eBay and the online stores, but usually it's overpriced now. Chamba is real. Facebook seller. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I see a lot on Facebook. Uh, do I prefer watercolor or Copic markers? Hmm. Oh, that's a good question. Um, I have tried both, yes. Um, Currently, I'm more comfortable with Copic, although I'm not as good as other artists when it comes to blending colors. Um, I'm still learning. Like I mentioned earlier, I like to think of myself as constantly learning stuff. Um, Even though, modesty aside, people think of me as somewhat of an expert in drawing, or at least good in drawing. I prefer Copic markers maybe because it's easier, less messy, I think. Um, but I do want to learn more about color blending, and I think I blend colors better with watercolor. Yeah. I think the preparation for watercolor involves a bit more than just grabbing a Copic marker or any alcohol-based marker for that matter. Um, Markers are easier if you wanna draw fast or render color really fast. Um, but maybe there are watercolor experts out there who are faster. I can't say, but I'm sure there are some people who are really well versed with watercolor. So I think for me personally, I like watercolor for blending colors because I can control the coloring a lot better that way. I don't consider myself an expert in watercolor. I consider myself more of beginner actually. Surprise! I'm a beginner in watercolor. Though I've used that way back in college. I've used that when I was younger, but I've never mastered it. So there is a difference between just knowing how to use the medium and knowing how to use the medium properly. And I think I'm in the category of knowing how to use the medium, at least basic um, use. I know how to use watercolor, but I'm not good at it. So I'm into Copics recently, alcohol-based markers recently. Doesn't even have to be Copic. Could be any brand as long as you can use it properly. Copic is very expensive, even here in our country. It's very expensive, but it is the best brand, I guess. It's at least it's the most or one of the most well-known brands out there. So people are more comfortable buying the Copic brand because they know that it's a reputable company. And, based on experience, it really is good compared to, let's say, generic um, markers. Yeah. Um, Going back to your question, it's watercolor for blended colors, but for really fast um, colored sketches, Copic is my go-to um, media. Hmm. Okay, Lucky Luck is asking, where did I start drawing anime anatomy? um, I'll answer in English. Um, so other people might get an insight on how I started. Um, Anime anatomy. I don't think there's anything different with anime anatomy and the actual human anatomy for me personally. So, but anime art style anatomy, I started in college when I started with Haruhiko Mikimoto's style because I had that Robotech art book, and all I did was copy and copy and copy and study the art style almost religiously. That's what I did. So that's why I always, um, or not always, I occasionally revert to Haruhiko Mikimoto's style every once in a while. I guess that's where I started drawing anime anatomy. Um, college days. After Macross, the original Macross series, I was hooked into anime and manga. And at that time, anime and manga was as easily, um, not easily affordable. Not only because of its price, but because it was really, really hard to find way back in late 90s and early 2000s. I think it started um, getting into the Philippine local TV. So more stores started carrying more anime. So and that's where I started, you know, consuming consuming a lot of anime and manga. And I to answer, I think Sunny D's question, what art styles are your favorite? Yeah, anime and manga, that's number one. Although I've drawn a bit of Marvel style, like X-Men, Spider-Man, some superheroes before. Um, but for anime and manga, I started with Haruhiko Mikimoto, artist for original Macross. Maybe I can say I started with Shoji Kawamori's mecha style, mecha designs, because it's also in mechas. Um, Aside from that, I think anime has different art styles. Like I also admired um, um, Masamune Shiro's Ghost in the Shell. His attention to detail was it always blew my mind whenever I look at his establishing shots where there's a big cityscape. Yeah, that's I also um, admired Rumiko Takahashi's Ranma, and Rumiko Takahashi has a different anime proportion. It's usually her characters are usually shorter, shorter in stature, and like has a shorter upper body length height. Um, so those are my top. I guess Kosuke Fujishima's my goddess. Also, like his art style, I think he loved motorcycles or cars, so that's why his mechanical details are really, really incredible. And those are the stuff that I try to study whenever I admire an artist. I try to study how they tackle both anatomy and mechanical detail, and how they use perspectives. Katsuhiro Tomo's Akira is another very good example. I like his art style because it's very natural, very detailed. Even the people in the background, like Masamune Shiro and Otomo, even the people in the background are doing something that you keep thinking, hey, that makes sense. Uh, It's not just you just draw people in the background standing there, sitting there, doing nothing, or doing almost not reacting to what's really happening in a panel or in a page. It's like even the background characters are doing something significant, and that's uh, admirable from those artists that I mentioned. Really admirable. Lucky Luck is asking if One Day Sandiwa is based on Philippine mythology. Um, I'm not the author of One Day Sandiwa, but it is loosely based on Philippine mythology, like the Diwata. And I'm not sure I could mention the other influences. It might ruin the story if Mr. James Palabay, the writer of One Day Sandiwa, decides to continue his comics, manga anthology. I do not dare to mention something else, but yeah, it is loosely based on Philippine mythology. It could have evolved into something really fantastic, I guess, if Culture Crash continued to prosper and continued to publish issues. I only have the gist of the story since I only draw the I only the only concern is the art for that manga. I don't write the story actually. We just contribute stuff here and there during staff meetings. Other than that, it's like you take our suggestions or you leave it. Don't really have to follow the suggestions. He is the boss after all. So, yes, the last word, I guess. In terms of Western art style, I started off collecting. comics during the Jim Lee, Will Sportacio era. So those are the art styles that I grew up with in terms of Western art. I think way back, everyone wanted to be a Jim Lee clone, I guess. I was really into drawing Western style X-Men before, until a friend of mine, showed me the world of anime, and then things started to change. Western art style is still very, very good, no doubt about that. And I really like the way they became more cinematic in presenting um, panels, much like manga. Vampire Hunter the Bloodlust. I know I watched the original Vampire Hunter the OVA, and Bloodlust is they were trying to go into space or something. Is that the one with the better animation? Lucky Luck. I think I watched both Vampire Hunter D OVAs before. The older one and the newer. I'm not sure. I can't remember if that's the Bloodlust newer. Oh, okay, so yes, it was. Yeah, they were going to space. Really nice animation, that one. Definitely way better than the original OVA. And I like the powers of the enemies in Vampire Hunter D. The one that manipulated shadows. That was nice. And really scary. Okay, so I just noticed that um, maybe I will finish this piece today. If it's just the inks, so there will be no part four unless I decide to color it. Maybe if I gather all my courage and color live, yeah, because color is not really my best um, um, asset. I'm not really good at coloring. I'm really good at black and white stuff, inking. But I practice every once in a while. I color every once in a while. You know, there's no excuse for saying, I don't know how to color. I'm not good at coloring, so I'll just forget it. It's it's just me saying, giving an excuse, I guess. So, if you guys want to see me color this, just let me know. Of course, be prepared uh, for my coloring. Um, Lucky Luck, you're a big fan of Vampire Hunter D. Wasn't there a recently launched comics or manga Vampire Hunter D? I forgot what company um said. I don't think it's Image, but I think I've seen somewhere on Facebook or somewhere in the internet that there was a new Vampire Hunter D um, comics. Not sure if it's made by a Japanese artist or uh, an American artist. Not sure, but I think I've seen that ad before. And I had that feeling that they were trying to revive Vampire Hunter D. I thought they were reviving Vampire Hunter D because they were coming out with comics and stuff like that. And maybe they were banking on the fact that Vampire Hunter D has a cult following. It's a classic. So they revived Trigun. Is there a new Trigun on Netflix? Oh, I should check that out. I haven't seen that. Does it look good? Do they have a trailer out? Is it the same Bash the Stampede? More sci-fi. This is not live action, right? Like Cowboy Bebop. This is still anime. This new Trigun. I don't mind them reviving Trigun. I hope they stick to the basics of Trigun. I hope they don't change much. No, sometimes change is good. Sometimes it could be, hopefully it doesn't damage the franchise. Okay, just a minute, guys. I have to leave for a while. I'll be back. So you can just look at the artwork for now. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So let's finish this. Let's finish this because it's almost 9 o'clock, and I will be ending the stream in a few minutes. But to those who have watched this live, thank you very much. It will be available after this for anyone else to see. If you have, if you know someone who might be interested in videos like this, please let them know. Hopefully, I could give some useful insight for other artists. It will help them on their creative journey. And that's all I want for this channel. I guess that's where I'll go with this. Just to help others. More Kestrel character art. Yes. Yeah, let's try that. Lucky luck. Let's try that next time. And then people will be scratching their heads. Who is this character? Or maybe it will help Kestrel get recognized outside the Philippines, huh? our style has evolved. Yes, it is leaps and bounds different from when I first started drawing for Culture Crash. I mean, since that time, uh, I've been influenced by more artists and more um, visual styles. So, and I think it's important to evolve your artwork because I don't want to get stuck in an old style. In fact, I'm not really confident with this new style because I'm not sure if it's. I hope it's still uh, bankable. If I get stuck in the old um, early 2000s, late 90s anime, I don't think it's gonna be too. Um, might not be the preferred art style at this point in time. Wamper, sure. Parang ito na si Wampers. Ano? Just change the hairstyle na lang. Put a bandana on her head. Imagine na lang. Okay, I guess this is a wrap. Um, I will be maybe I'll just add a bit more detail here and there, but it's gonna be off screen already. Um, I have to get back to work na, and to anyone watching this video, I hope that there are some points that might help you, uh, inspire you to continue your creative journey, and hopefully you find yeah, hopefully you find some inspiration in this work, in this video, maybe some insights on what to do, how to go about stuff. Hopefully I could be more help next time. um, I encourage questions. um, if you have any questions or concerns, maybe I can answer that in my upcoming videos, live videos, and hmm, yeah, thank you, Lucky Luck. So thank you very much, guys. See you again in my next video. Have a nice day, nice evening. Thank you, and bye bye.